Tommy Lacoe with us here on the John Mendola Show, Abington Heights baseball. There's been a long line of Lacoes that have had success, so some good bloodlines, cousins, whatever that is, brothers, all that good stuff. Power lifters out there. Let's talk a little bit about you and baseball and how that kind of joined up. And it seems like baseball's been a pretty common thing with the name Lacoe out there at Abington Heights as well.
Absolutely. I played all different types of sports when I was growing up. Baseball, basketball, soccer, golf, anything you could possibly think of. Anything that had a ball in it, obviously, I was just a fan of. But baseball really stood out to me when I got a little older, probably when we moved up to the big field. So around 12 or 13, I had some really good experiences traveling the States, with my boys and just playing ball over the summer. So that really began to grow on me, to develop my love for the game, and that kind of brought me to where I'm at now, in Abington Heights, playing for our high school, playing for baseball U, travel in the summer, and eventually I'll go on to college and play. So
we were talking to your teammate, talked a little bit about his grandfather, talked about farming. I know there has been some farming in the Lacoe bloodlines as well. Is that something that you've been exposed to?
Absolutely. Definitely some mornings and nights in the fields. Grew up on the same mountain as Nick, same grandparents, best friends. Did a lot of work together, actually, in the same business. So the agriculture business is pretty small up there. But yeah, I mean, it's hard work, but I mean, it's for him and he loves to do it. So I like to be there and support him in what he does. And I enjoy it too. I mean, I like being outside, especially, playing all these sports. So I'd rather be out doing something than kind of just hanging out.
I think almost every farmer I've met has been through interviewing kids, and their families are involved in farmers, and they're all successful. And I think that it just, the hard work, the work ethic that you guys develop. Talk about the bloodlines and, who's the toughest one in the family, or you have a whole bunch of people. Sometimes, you think, oh, all the guys are tough. Then you find the women in the family, like, boy, that's a tough lady.
Yeah, my grandmother, I mean, she was very tough on my father, and I got part of that, and I think that was really good for me. Like, their very hard work ethic has been instilled in me my whole life. I mean, I've been working at the farm and at the market since I was like 10, 11, 12. Like, as soon as we can just, hang out, at least help out, count change. I'm from a family of educators. My grandfather was a teacher, and my dad's right now a STEM director. So obviously part of that really helps too, keeping me on top of my schoolwork, keeping me, out of trouble and just focused on what really matters. And right now this is baseball for me, because this is it. This is my senior year, so it's important to me.
You don't look like a guy who finds trouble. You look like a guy who's pretty darn focused.
Yeah, my dad keeps me pretty straight. But I mean, I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me. My mom too, she's absolutely fantastic, and obviously my grandparents and everybody who's been along with this whole entire ride through my whole entire career in baseball. Ever since I was 5, everybody's been there and very supportive.
Always helps to have a quality coach like Coach Zaleski.
Oh my gosh.
He toes the line so well, an educator himself. Talk a little bit about, what it's like to play for a coach like that.
It's been an absolute a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. The last 4 years at Abington Heights have been nothing that I don't think you could get anywhere else around here. The involvement with the teams and around the area, with media day and all the gatherings that we do and volunteering. I mean, I think it really runs through our program at Abington Heights, and he, on the field aspect on it, he's very hard on us. I mean, he's a relaxed guy, but he wants the best for us. So he'll make sure that you're on your toes and that you're doing what's right for the team and that we're playing together and not playing for ourselves. And I think that's a really big thing that he preaches to us. So
rules, integrity, and hey, you're going to teach these younger guys the Abington Heights way.
Yeah.
Talk about, being a leader and trying to show some of these young guys, like you were showed one day.
Yeah, I was definitely showed by the guys that he taught before. So growing up in that environment, it was always a stigma that, once you're junior, senior, that you have to really put your neck out there and show who you are and show these guys the ropes and what it means to be a good teammate in on the field and in the classroom. You got to be eligible to play for your boys every week. We have 3 games a week, some days, sometimes 4. So we got to have everybody there. And, I think him being a teacher kind of helps us with that. It's a good reform for us, and I think he does a good job in keeping us in line. And especially just, he lets us have a good time. So we're enjoying it.
Part of your game that you're like, hey man, I'm really doing this well right now. And with a game like baseball, you could always be working at something, but
Yeah.
you go through the highs and lows, like, man, I'm hitting the ball real well, I'm seeing it well. Other times your defense, talk about where you feel like you're at. You feel like you're peaking yourself with your team this year?
Yeah, so my game this year has been better than it has the past few years. I definitely grew a lot this summer. I played a lot of baseball, did a lot of traveling, played for the Baseball U organization in Scranton. So I was fortunate enough to get a lot of reps this summer, a lot of baseball. Dealt with some injuries towards the end, but through Abington Heights and their program, I got some help and got healthy again and worked all winter for it. And now I think that, as a team, we're cruising, we're having a good time, we're enjoying it, but we're focused and we're ready to play anytime you want us to. So
That college choice, talk about the schools that were in the mix and what you finally decided on.
Yeah, it was a long process. Injuries had parts to do with it, like decisions that I had to make. I'll be a third gen technically at Scranton. My father and my grandfather went there, so that meant a lot to me when I was making my decision. I always wanted to come back after I was done with college, wherever I went, come try and find a job here. I really liked this area. And I think that when I saw the U, even though I've been there a million times with my father, I've been to the Long Center, I've seen basketball games, I've seen baseball games at Connell and at the new stadium. And I didn't really see it then, but when I was visiting it as a student and an athlete, I kind of took a step back and less looked at it as like a place where my dad went and more of like a place that I could actually go. And it kind of opened my perspective, and every time I saw it, I just loved it more and more. So that's how I decided. Great coaching staff there. Coach Bartoletti runs a fantastic program. They just made a good run in the playoffs, coming as a low seed. So it just shows that they got the fight, and I think it is a good resemblance of what we have here. I think the programs are run very similarly, and I think that's why we see success in both. So
You'll be seeing a lot of our Caro and Janelle because Coach Bartoletti loves our Caro and Janelle pizza.
I like that.
So you'll be eating
Not a
that
problem
tonight
with me.
and for years to come.
Sounds good.
All right, keep it up.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.